What did you do?
I did everything.
Like what?
I had sex with other girls. I did
What? Is this guy saying that with a smile on his face? He had sex with other girls. He did everything. Freaking hell. Wow.
everything.
You know what's crazy about... Let me just pause this right here before the video, get into the video. You know what's crazy about this, right? So you have both these people about to have this conversation, and by the looks of it, it seems it's the boy who cheated on the girl. And they're both sitting down facing each other. There's nothing in front of them at all. And it's sort of a... I don't know, it's symbolic to the nakedness and openness, frankness of the conversation that they're about to have. There's nothing he can hide behind but the truth, and there is nothing she can hide behind but to listen to that truth of his infidelity. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. It's gonna get very emotional, it seems. I mean, look at that.
We met in school. We met in college. We met in class, and you really didn't like me.
No, I didn't like you at first.
A couple years later, we moved into like the same apartment complex, and the first day we both moved there, we like met on the elevator again. It was like a reunion.
And then you offered to bring my groceries upstairs.
And yeah, we spent a lot of time together.
Like,
you know what's crazy about this part of the conversation? Both these people are talking about how they met, and they seem... It seemed like such a happy time and experience for them. That whole first coming together. And I think it sort of holds more of a poignant perspective on how hurtful this must have been for her. Because these two people, they're looking like they're having this conversation like they're still in love, and they probably are. They probably are still in love. But it's crazy.
every day.
I would say
Look
that
at
you
her
were my
smile.
best friend.
Look at her smile. Look at the smile before. Him saying that she's his best friend.
Yeah. Me too.
You see that? You see that? When he said that she's his best friend, and then she just starts, tearing up, and the reason why is that's how intense the betrayal is. It's crazy that you actually betrayed your best friend like that, someone that you're in love with, someone who's so in love with you. But people.
I would go through his phone, and I would like see text messages or like pictures of girls, and then I would ask him about it. And sometimes he would lie and just say like, oh, that's not true, you don't know what you're talking about. And he said like, oh, I'll stop, but then he didn't. One time I went to his room and he had someone else in his room, and he told me to leave. And I went back to my room and I just cried like the whole night. And then I think I went on like a little while without talking to you, and then you said something like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna do it again.
There was kind of a point where things weren't the same.
What do you mean?
Just like you would always go through my phone or my computer.
Yeah,
or
I didn't trust you.
if you would go to that measure to find whatever, why wouldn't you just leave?
That's a good question. That's a good question coming from you. But two things, right? If someone's telling you they don't want to be with you, you should probably believe that they don't want to be with you. So if you're going through this guy's phone and you see things, you go to his room and there's another girl in there and he tells you to leave, right? And then you go back to him. I think he's asking a good question. Why did you actually stay? But it's one of those crazy things because people sometimes, whether it's a boy or a girl, whoever cheats on who, they stay. And for a lot of the times, I don't know if it's because it's a self-esteem issue, a self-worth issue. Maybe it's this, some dysfunctional relationship that they saw with their parents, and that's pushing forth into their lives in the future. And it's sort of like, yeah, it's crazy how people allow themselves to go through this sort of pain and hurt.
I don't know. I think I was like stupid.
You're in love. I guess in love is stupid, I guess.
How many times did you cheat on me?
I don't know.
If you had to say.
I wasn't counting.
Too many times, too many girls. My guy lost count. Wow. I'd feel shame. I'd feel shame as the guy. I feel big shame to sit down and have that conversation.
It had more to do with me just not being able to commit.
You don't say. You don't say.
Why not?
Because at the time, I didn't want to. I think just sometimes we're not on the same page.
No, bruh. You were both on the same page in the beginning of this relationship, right? The same page is we both decide to go in a relationship. You decided to jump off that page, and rather than tell her that you don't want to be with her anymore, you decided to go and cheat on her, right? And it's crazy, you got these people sometimes where it's a thing as well, like, oh, rather than me be open and honest and say I don't want this relationship anymore, let me do something stupid so you leave. No, you changed and went another page, mate. She was still being committed to you.
Yeah. I think that's true.
There's nothing that you could have done differently that I think would have prevented it. I think that you did everything that you needed to do to be a good girlfriend, and I was lucky to have someone like you.
I have a friend, one time she had gone through a breakup and she had just said that she wanted closure. She just wanted to talk to this guy to have closure. She didn't want the relationship again. She just wanted to meet him and say, why did we break up? To be honest, I don't understand that. And I guess he's given her, in this sense, he's given this girl her closure. To be honest, I don't know why they even sit down having this conversation. The guy cheated. She shouldn't be here. He shouldn't be there. Yeah, this is weird, man. This is really weird. They don't even have kids. Imagine if they had kids. Imagine if this was a marriage. Freaking hell. They find it so hard to leave from a regular relationship. Imagine if it's a marriage. What would these people take?
I don't think you're a bad guy because he cheated. I forgave you.
Why?
Because it's the right thing to do. Forgiving you is the right thing to do. You know, you might, last thing she wants to do is carry that hurt off in another relationship. But yeah, it's the right thing to do. But to be honest, forgive and leave.
Because you're my best friend.
I'd probably cry. If I was the guy, I'd probably cry when she said that. I'm just like, damn, I hurt my best friend, man. I hurt my best friend. Wow. Someone who's clearly still in love with me. I'd cry because of the shame that I'd feel. The shame. And imagine me in this video. You got my parents, you got my siblings, you got my friends watching this. I'd feel a whole lot of shame.
But it was hard.
I think we're like in the first stage of moving on.
Yeah.
I think we both kind of accepted for the first time that it's really over.
I couldn't, like, today I couldn't see, like, my life without you. But I don't know. I feel like you hurt me a lot, so I feel like you abandoned me.
I apologize for hurting you, and I hope in the future we can remain good friends and I get a chance to see you grow into the woman that you're becoming.
Nah, mate, nah. So you're telling me this is what he's planning on doing, right? Oh, let's get together. Let's fall in love, right? We fall in love. Let me hurt you. Okay. After I've hurt you, right? I'm just gonna say, I can't wait to be best friends with you again. So then I can see the amazing woman that you're gonna be in the future after I basically just messed up your emotions in your life and tarnished your perspective on what love is and what it's supposed to look like. So this is how this guy is hoping to end this sort of conversation. Wow. You see? Do you see that? Do you see that? That's the pain that she's feeling. She's like, my best friend hurt me. This we don't call things out like these things out like how we should call them. This is a betrayal. That guy's a traitor, right? And he doesn't deserve to be trusted. At least not with her. Maybe he'll grow up, maybe he'll change, maybe he'll do something better. But not with her. Not now. And I feel like if we were supposed to examine the sort of relationships that we have and realize that when we hurt the people that we love, it's a betrayal of their trust. Treasonous. I mean, we don't use those words when it comes to love. We use it when it comes to, country for king and country. But it's that kind of stuff. You tell someone that you love them, right? You spend so much time with them. You become best friends, essentially. And then you just betray all of that time, all of that effort, all of that love. Oh well. Hurt people, man. That's all I gotta say.